Thank you all for being here. If I can remind the audience and the board members to silence your cell phones and any electronic devices. Tonight's board meeting is being live streamed on our Ukiah Unified YouTube channel. The link is on our website. Please make sure you have your microphones turned on and speak into the microphone. If an audience member wishes to address the board, please fill out a public comment form and present it to the executive assistant. Those are on the back table, and you can turn it in to Debbie prior to the beginning of public comment. Public comment is taken for items not on the agenda. Each speaker is given 3 minutes. A total of 15 minutes is allocated for the public to address items not on the agenda. And public comment for items on the agenda is taken at the time of the item. Each speaker is given 3 minutes, and a total of 15 minutes per agenda topic is allocated. And if we can all stand for the flag salute. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Item C3, report out from closed session.
Regarding item B3, it was moved by Fernandez, seconded by Nelson, to uphold the decision of the assistant superintendent regarding a complaint without hearing the complaint, without the board hearing the complaint. And that was approved 6-0 roll call. Regarding item B5, it was moved by Nelson, seconded by Bailey, to approve a final release and settlement agreement dated February 4th, 2025. And that was approved 6-0 roll call vote. And regarding item B6, it was moved by Fernandez, seconded by Keplinger, to approve the final compromise and release agreement for a student, and that was a 6-0 roll call vote. And that is all.
Thank you. Item C4, looking for a motion to approve the agenda. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed and abstentions? All right, thank you. Item C5, approval of the consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? All right, thank you. And C6, Skylar, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Of course. We've been super busy these past couple weeks doing a lot of new things, which is super good. We're just finishing up our Spring Fever Spirit Week, where Monday was dressed as like you're going to the beach, like a beach day. Tuesday was dressed in neon colors. Wednesday was anything but a backpack day. Today was dressed as a teacher, which was super funny to see. And tomorrow is dressed in purple and gold. And then last week we had 2 pretty big events, that starting with the middle school leadership camp that we've never done before. Basically a bunch of middle schoolers from St. Mary's, Pomalita, and Eagle Peak, as well as some of the kids in the UISA Independent Study Program for the high school, gathered in our gym, where we had a super fun rally with a bunch of games and cheering, and then ASB plus Deb Cuban and Dr. Alvarez and our leadership teacher, Mrs. Johnson, talked about what it's like to be in leadership and gave encouragement to join. I basically talked about my role as what I do as ASB representative to the board, as did Bodie for his job as ASB president and Shanti Fernandez for her job as ASB vice president. So for her, she talked about a bunch of clubs and what we do for clubs days and stuff. We then split up the kids by random, so kids from different schools would all be in the same group, and then we had the kids in leadership plus ASB rotate them into different stations where we talked about homecoming, fundraising, and planning events. We gave them little notepads to take down some notes and had them share some fun events that they do at their schools as well, so that was super cool. We had a special lunch that day with chicken wings, and then we finished up by showing them some example videos of the junior and senior homecoming lip syncs, which they really liked. It was super successful. We had a really good turnout and received a lot of positive feedback. And I personally feel like the kids are going to feel more comfortable signing up for leadership now that they know what it's about. So it was really good. The second big and new event we did last Friday was A Night to Shine, which was the special education prom. It went so well. The leadership class set up a dance with sensory objects, fun games, dancing, and a photo booth. The kids came in extremely well dressed and had a blast. There were many parents, and they were very, very gracious for this, as it's the first time we've done something like this before. They thought it was set up perfect for their kids, and for hours, they, along with some leadership students, just dance, the game, so that was super fun. The dance had lights and quieter music and was just overall a huge success and something that we will definitely be doing again next year and so on, probably. Sports have been going really well. Baseball just beat Cardinal Newman at home the other night, 5-3, so that was really cool. And softball and boys volleyball are also doing well. We have a spring rally tomorrow with a bunch of games, so that's going to be really fun. And then prom is next weekend, so everybody's really excited for that. And we've been selling tickets all of last week, all of this week, and then all of next week as well. Class officer and ASB elections are also coming up, so we've been preparing for that. And yeah, basically just been really busy with only like a month and a half of school left, so yeah, it's good.
Any questions for Skylar? All right, thank you so much. Item C7, or 7A, CSEA. Sarah, welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, Superintendent. Can you hear me? Okay. Good morning, Superintendent Cuban and Board of Trustees. So our CSEA update is we're discussing the cost of a rising medical insurance and the fact that our health cap is so low that we are unable to get quotes from any medical companies other than the one that we have, which is Anthem Blue Cross. So we need to look at increasing our health cap to get better medical insurance and cheaper. You know, we've had a lot of complaints from members of the rising health costs. I put on in front of you guys a barbecue flyer for the California Classified Employees School Week. I said that wrong. Classified School Employees Week. That is on Friday, May 23rd at the Lions Park in Redwood Valley, and CSEA would like to extend the invitation to the board and Deb as well. We will be giving out $100 door prizes, which we did last year. And then there's always other like gift baskets and things like that that we give out to members. We'll be having Big Earl's Barbecue is there, and then a taco truck, and it's always a lot of fun. Myself and Stephen Duncan did complete the job steward training, which I did tell you last month, but we will be receiving our jackets soon for that. And then the 99th CSEA conference is the first week in July in Reno, and Stephen Duncan is interested in going to that, so we plan on sending him. And then May 3rd is the annual Member Recognition Award event, and the North Bay Field Office nominated Lisa Rantala, our president, and myself, and we both will be receiving that award, and we decided tonight that we will be making the event. And that is all.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. And UTA? Yes.
Oh wait, I think I said oh no on microphone. Hello, hi, I'm Janice Hartley. I'm a special ed preschool teacher and UTA rep. I drew the short straw for tonight. Hi. Thank you for all that you do. Happy spring. I know we're wrapping up state testing or starting state testing. I teach children too young for that. So I've just heard tale. So just thoughts and prayers for all of our educators doing that. This is my annual visit. I had to think of what to say, and I had a recent visit with Deb and Tyler Nelson and B. Arkin to my classroom, and I was ranting about this one topic, and I thought I'd rant to the whole school board. So here we go. This year is a little different for me because I have a daughter in preschool, so I'm experiencing the other side of the classroom, right? Like, what classmate did or said what to her, and trying to talk her through, like, maybe your friends don't want to play Frozen all day, and that's not a bad thing. I send my daughter to a private all-day preschool because we only offer half-day preschools here due to state funding. I'm not blaming anybody. But it is ironic to be paying for a private preschool for my daughter when I teach preschool. And it's very interesting to see what, $700 for 3 days a week, it's all day, pays for versus what we offer for free to our students. And obviously we have half-day programs, and I very much like my daughter's preschool, but also I'm like, we deliver a superior product. So it's always it's good to see the other side. It's very interesting. One thing that has been like breaking my heart is seeing the parents whose kids are going to TK or K. This is a private preschool. They all pretty much are overwhelmingly choosing to go to charter schools or private schools. And I'm like, don't do that. Like, I, as a teacher, go to most of the TK and K classrooms for all over different sites, and I know that we have an incredible school atmosphere product. I don't know, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to sell too much, but we have superior teachers, we have a great curriculum. I know how hard all of us educators work to make sure our kids are learning to read and are on track and getting social emotional needs met and have clubs and fun things to do and activities. So I'm trying to gently prod those parents towards Ukiah Unified, but it's so hard. And I know you guys understand and know this. I'm preaching to the choir. There's a few things that it's so interesting to hear what these parents think is so important and in their choice to choose not Ukiah Unified. And a lot of these things we're already doing. I just think we're not advertising it, or, we obviously have national and local perceptions that we're fighting against. When I tell people that I'm a special ed preschool teacher, they treat me like I'm sacrificing my life for like a worthless cause or a hopeless cause. It's just so hard. And it's like, no, I actually love my job and enjoy it. And like, I'm highly trained. So a few of these issues that come up with parents that I've talked to are simple things that I think we could just talk about or just know about to broadcast that the quality of the food is one thing a lot of people bring up. They want local food. They want their students cooking food in classes, things that, that do happen maybe in a smaller charter school that we could do here. They want naturalistic playgrounds with tricycles. These are simple issues, but this is really what what they talk about. A big stress is they want play-based early education. There's a huge fear of worksheets and technology in an early, like TKK classroom. A big thing for especially one of the schools is they want their child to have access to music and to play a string instrument. That's a big thing. They're looking for long-term relationships with their teachers so they feel like they really know the person who's with their child. And again, the importance of non-screen learning. Of course, it's the complete opposite of what was forced, or not forced, but the big thing 10, 15 years ago about getting screens in classrooms. So that's what we're experiencing. Obviously, there's the public perception of the overworked teacher who's stressed and doing too much. And I know that is definitely true, but we also have competitive salaries. We're working really hard. We have our unions working for better conditions, and you guys are also doing, I think, a wonderful job. So it's so hard to hear the perceptions of what we are doing from people who aren't experiencing it, and for me to be in the middle of it. So The other thing, I guess what I'm stressing is that with Prop 28 funds for arts and music, I know there's not many people with arts or music credentials, but just maybe having more of that or trying to get more of that into the elementary setting. I know we've started that. It's really wonderful, but I think that will really help with the perception of what we're offering. Again, I think it's important to celebrate our educators and show off how wonderful their teaching is and all the wonderful things we do. And thank you. That's it. Thanks.
May I make a comment? Thank you. Thanks for letting us visit your classroom. It was super fun. It's the first time I'd seen you in action. Well, the kids in action, really. And it was, for me, it brings lots of smiles to my face. And one thing that you mentioned is you were afraid to like oversell what we do here at UUSD. That day we also visited Frank Zeke and had just some great experiences. You guys do an awesome job. Our whole staff it's like, we turn out some pretty amazing kids. So thank you, and keep up the good work, keep selling us.
Yeah, thank you both, and hopefully you can pass along to your members. We really appreciate almost another full year of really hard work. So thank you for all that you do. And moving, we are on C8. It looks like we have South Valley and some students. We're really excited to hear this. Welcome.
Good evening, Board of Trustees and Superintendent. Thank you for having us here this evening. We're excited to share what we've been up to at South Valley, where our values are community, empowerment, belonging, and wellness. My name is Manny Ramirez. I'm in 11th grade, and I'm graduating early this year. So thank you. I'm going to give it over to Kita.
Thank you all, and thank you, Manny. It's an honor to be here this evening, and I have 4 students with me who are all in the student leadership group, and I'll keep my part pretty short here. Oh yes, I have that. So from the leadership team, our admin team at UUSD, we've had a really good year of professional development and collaboration. We've worked with Dr. Twiddell a number of times in a few different configurations as leadership and with some of the teachers and the grading task force, really digging into what competency-based grading looks like and where we're at our different sites in terms of our grading policies, and doing a lot of work to make sure that our grading is equitable. So that's been a big sort of piece we've been chewing on as a leadership team this year. We've continued, of course, our learning rounds. We most recently visited Ukiah Adult School and got to see what's happening there, and I think we're at Ukiah High next. The time before Ukiah Adult School, we were at our site. So it's always great to just get to see what's happening. It's one of the things I love about being on the leadership team is getting to visit other classrooms at other sites and seeing what's happening. And then, of course, right now we're very busy planning all the end-of-year celebrations. As you know, Native American graduation is coming up May 21st, and then each site is planning their own graduation. So that's from the leadership team. And at South Valley, we have had a very busy year doing a full WASC study. And I've really appreciated the process because just as a second year as principal, and I didn't introduce myself, but it's because I think I know all of you, but I'm Kita Grimberg. I'm the principal of Big Picture South Valley. And I was a teacher there before I became principal. But so the WASC process led us through really like examining where we're at and doing a lot of outreach. So we did a lot of parent, student, community partner surveys to understand our strengths and weaknesses more deeply. And after the surveys, we did focus groups. So this is just a very brief synthesis of what we found about our strengths and areas of growth. They're up there, but we have a very strong community that's very inclusive, and I think it's in alignment with our values of belonging and community. A very supportive and caring staff who works really hard and makes young people feel welcome. And we are an alternative and flexible learning environment for a lot of students who did not thrive in the more traditional setting. We're a great place. And the real world preparation we offer our students. So those are our strengths, and it's great to be affirmed with what we also think of our strengths, hearing that from students and parents. Our areas of growth, and it's been actually fun starting to explore how we're going to improve in these ways. Student accountability, so continuing to teach students and how do we do that as a staff to follow through on things and create structures that really help train students to be responsible. Also looking at academic and literacy enhancements. You know, our students come in possibly having missed different parts of their education along the way, and really working to make sure academically we're getting people where they need to be for what's next. And more parent engagement is always something. So next year I look forward to telling you a little bit about some of the ways that we've grown in those areas. So that's been happening, and now I am going to pass it to Elizabeth to talk a little bit about our academic program.
Hello, my name's Elizabeth Dodge, and I just joined South Valley last month as a sophomore and jumped right into leadership. At our school, our staff strive to meet the goals of the students and push us to do our best, while also accommodating our needs along the way. We have real-world literacy and numeracy lessons every Tuesday and Thursday, where teachers are able to collectively plan lessons together, and students are able to choose what lessons they would like to learn and participate in. We also have workshops every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as well as cultural lessons. This is a photo of Corrine Pierce teaching about California plants and their medicinal properties. Now I'd like to hand it off to Manny to talk about internships.
Okay, so internships. Internships give students the opportunity to explore local careers and get a hands-on experience. Some of the cool internships that some of our students have is the Ukiah Valley Department. So our student Harmony Diggs, she gets to ride along in the fire truck with them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And some other students are with local construction companies. Internships also allow students to build and expand their resume, because a lot of students that come to South Valley come with little to no resume built. So they also provide opportunities for students to try something new or something that they're familiar with, as well as benefiting academically from it. I personally chose to do my internship at Frank Zeke Elementary because I already had some experience with children. I run a little art group in Miss Pummel's kindergarten classroom, and aside from doing that, I just act as a teacher's aide. And yeah, now I'm going to pass it to Ren.
Hi, I'm Ren Mansfield. I'm a senior at South Valley, and I've been at South Valley for 2 years. This year we have increased our concurrent enrollment with Mendocino College, and we have also started offering a class on campus called CCS 100 and for the first time. And I'm personally taking a college class, the figure drawing class at Mendocino, which this is some of my work, and also this is a mural that I did with my mentor. So now I will pass it to Mikey.
Hello, my name is Miguel Trujillo, but they know me as Mikey. And our school is centered around welcoming and encouraging students to grow and learn as much as possible, with plenty of real-world math and just plenty of opportunities to learn about the world before they go off to graduation. And we do pick-me-ups every Monday morning with any one of the teachers. It cycles. We plan activities, and we give announcements. And on Fridays before the weekend, we give send-me-offs, where students can, or anyone on campus, can give appreciations to other students and other staff members that have helped them or just shown any redeeming qualities. And we have a student store that we have set up where students can earn points with attendance and buy things like merch. And we have hoodies and other options, but yeah. We also have little events for our students in ways I can use an example. As last week we had a mentor appreciation night where we had mentors and students with their families come down and give their appreciations to their mentors that have taught them important skills and just generally help them, I feel. And I believe that is all. Thank you guys very much for having us here. And any questions, anybody?
I don't have a question, but I do want to say how fun it was to be at your open house. It was to see the families and the kids and to see throughout the years what has happened with South Valley. You guys are doing a wonderful job. I love the unity that you have, that it never had many years ago, but you've worked very hard. And not only does it look like fun, but it looks beautiful. You've done a really nice job, all of you, including Keita.
Thank you guys very much.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to thank you for coming. It's always such a treat to have students here, and you guys were all very well spoken, which is impressive because that takes a lot of nerve to get up in front of the board at times, but you all did a really excellent job. So thank you for coming and sharing about your school. I love South Valley.
Yeah, thank you for coming and sharing with us and being part of the student council as well. And then, can I ask one question? The CCS 100, which class is that? I don't know if I missed it.
Yeah, it's college and career success. College and career success. So one of our instructors actually is qualified to teach it for the college. So it was really nice, an easy way to embed. It's basically like exploring college and career options. So it fits with our big picture curriculum really well. And then we had, I think, 12 students take it in the fall semester and 11 this semester. So it's giving them a good groundwork to be able to take more college classes.
Awesome. And they get the 3 units for it?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Great, that's great.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we are going to scooch out.
Yeah.
Thank you. Item C9, public comment for items not on the agenda. All right, thank you. Moving on to D1, we have a presentation by the Citizens Bond Oversight Committee. Welcome.
That would be me. I have to echo the comments about South Valley. I was just there yesterday for their career day, and I've never been, and I didn't know much. I thought it was a very engaged community member, but I was actually pleasantly surprised, and it was inspiring. The kids were very well spoken. A lot of them are already way ahead of like what they're gonna do. They're taking classes at the college. I was very impressed. And we all came away thinking, how come we don't know more about South Valley? And because I'm a marketing person in my day job, I was like, we need to do more. I was like, oh, I don't work here. But my name is Cece Winiger, and I have the pleasure of presenting on behalf of our Citizens Bond Oversight Committee for Measure A. And this picture actually captures everything about this report. They say it takes a village to care for a child, and this is what we're doing. This is what Measure A is all about, and it captures it beautifully. So this was the the ribbon cutting for Nokoma's TK classroom, and if everyone had been there, it was amazing. Yes, and if there are any parents that are thinking about enrolling their kids, they have the best of the best facilities, and the rest of the classrooms are underway. Oops, I have this fancy clicker. Oh, that way. Big button. Oh. There, okay. So here were our committee members as of June 30, 2024. And then as of March 10, these are the members. We are looking for a couple more members. We have an opening for a PTO representative and a community business organization. I have to say we have a very diverse group. Some of them are very experienced, have been part of the committee for a while, and I'm part of the newbies, and I got voluntold to present. These are some of the projects that are nearing completion. This is one of the first of 3 TK and K projects. It's almost done. These classrooms are expected to be finished and will be used in August. So TK students, they have a really nice facility for them. The purpose of the Citizens Bond Oversight Committee is to allow the community to audit the use of the bond revenue. And even though we're not decision-making body, I think it's a very rewarding experience to be part of it. Our role is to inform the public about concerning the district's expenditure, review the expenditures, make sure it's within what the bond was intended for, and to give an annual report, which is this one. We've had 2 meetings in 2024, and we've had one so far in 2025, and then future meetings are October 6th, 2025, and March 9, 2026. Here's a view of Frank Seek Elementary School. And here are the Measure A projects that are completed or underway as of April 2025. I have to say all of those projects are amazing, but probably the most proudest would be the high school field improvements. I say we, it's something that we say we did this for our kids and their future kids. So it's like, it's sometimes hard to think about like it's just a number on my taxes. But if you see this is what you're doing for your kids and their kids. The fund balance as of June 30, 2024, it shows all the expenditures we've had so far. Grace Hudson Elementary. And then based on this, the results indicate Ukiah Unified School District has properly accounted for the expenditures held in the building fund, Measure A, and that such expenditures were made for authorized bond projects. Do you guys have any questions for me? I probably can't answer most of those, so Steve's right there. I'm just a proud parent and community member, I say.
Thank you. Thank you. We need a motion.
I move to accept the Bond Oversight Committee's annual report, whatever it's.
Oh, sorry. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you.
Great, thank you. Before I start, I'd just like to thank Cece and the entire Bond Oversight Committee. We have to have that committee. She's right, it's not a decision-making body, but part of the ballot measure requires that we have this, and so we're very appreciative and grateful that they're here. And we thank Cece for being voluntold to be the chairperson and to come tonight. So it's worked out well. So again, thank you. Okay, Redwood Valley. Speaking of property and facilities. So tonight I'm going to give you an update. I'm going to first go back to the January 16th presentation. That was the last time we talked about Redwood Valley. It was 3 months ago. It seems a lot longer in some ways and a lot shorter in some others. But anyway, this is the first several slides are just a repeat of that last presentation because there's some good reminders. Some folks are seeing this and hearing this for just the first time. And for the rest of us, because we don't live and breathe it every day, it's good reminders as well. So on November 13th, 2024, the State Board of Education approved our waiver request. The state has a very heavily prescribed process. We are basically a representative of the state in terms of the property that we own. We don't own it technically as a district. We're part of the state, right? So we have to follow the state's procedures. It's very, very heavily prescribed. It's not a lot of fun or flexible at times, but it's the process we have. So this waiver will let us sell the property or lease the property as a lease purchase. And that was our request. Before that, we didn't have that kind of flexibility. So that was really the big ask we made, and the state did approve it. Moving on, so this request for qualifications and proposals process means that we can't simply negotiate with one group. We have to do a process. The one condition, the only condition set by the State Board of Education is that we will act quickly. Once we finally get to the point of getting proposals back from anybody who's interested, we have to act transparently and quickly, and I promise we will do that. Some frequently asked questions, we hear these a lot. Can the district donate the property to a specific group? And no, again, as an agency of the state, we cannot donate the property. Regardless of how we got it, we purchased it. We can't, no matter how we got it, we can't just go donate it to somebody else. Can we take an offer that's less than fair market value? Well, there is a little bit of leeway in this because market value is somewhat subjective, but it really is important that whatever money we get from this will provide for our students in the future, and that's important. So we can't just give it away at the cheapest price possible. We do want to do what's right for the community and for the students today and going forward. Will we consider leasing the property? Again, our desire is to sell the property, but the waiver does allow us to either sell or lease the property, again, through a very open request for qualifications and proposals process. Can the board appoint a subcommittee to negotiate a lease with a community group and agree to not sell the property to any other person or entity? And again, no, this has to be a very public, very transparent process with many, many, many steps. And hopefully we're nearing the end. We're trying. So at this point in January, we said, okay, we're kind of at a crossroads. We need some direction from the board. We can either try to get some help to market and sell the property, or we can try to do it all ourselves. So we kind of walked through, first of all, could we issue a request for qualifications and proposals from a real estate professional? Again, we don't sell properties as a school district. That's not why we're here. That's not what we do. A real estate professional could help us finalize the request for qualifications and proposals that we will then disseminate to the public to then bid on the property. They will also handle the marketing of those proposals, and they'll lead the negotiations if we choose to go this route with whoever the selected buyer is. Option 2 would be to do this all internally ourselves. As I've kind of foreshadowed here, it's not really what we do. I'm not sure we want to become experts in this, so we would like to find some help. So at that board meeting, the board did direct us to go ahead and issue an RFQP to find a real estate professional to help us do all this, properly. We issued the RFQP on February 19th. Our deadline for responses was March 21st. And unfortunately, we did not receive any responses. So we're not really clear why we didn't receive any, but we didn't receive any. So the question now becomes, now what? I'm going to catch up here in my notes really quick. So in my mind, we have the same two options we had before. We just have a little more flexibility. We can, again, try to get a realtor. Because we've already gone through a very formal process, we don't have to do that again. Now we can start reaching out and tapping some people on the shoulder and saying, hey, will you come help us with this? And if not, why not? What's the issue? Why are realtors not wanting to help us with this? So there's really 3 tiers of realtors we could look at reaching out to. These types of transactions are unusual. There's not a lot of real estate firms in the state who have worked with school districts selling property. It doesn't happen that often. Our attorneys have done some of these, and they have worked with some realtors. So one thought is that we reach out to those realtors and say, hey, will one of you help us? Unfortunately, most of the property sales for schools have been in Southern California rather than Northern California. So there's not a lot of expertise near us, which is probably one reason why we didn't see a lot of bids. Second option is we could reach out a little closer to home. We did have one realtor in Sonoma County call us, and we thought he was going to submit a proposal, but he did not. We can now reach out and say, hey, are you still interested? What would you think about working with us? Again, maybe the pros there is somebody in Sonoma County or Sacramento or the Bay Area knows this area a little better than a Southern California realtor. But again, if they're close enough to us that we marketed this proposal very heavily. We went out to every real estate association. We flooded social media and the real estate association boards when we sent the proposals out. So maybe there's just not that much interest in helping us. It's really hard to know. Option 3 is just to work with a local realtor. Again, the plus there being local knowledge, but the downside is, again, this is a different process, and if you haven't done it before, do you want this to be the first time you've had to go through this? But I would say if a local realtor were to reach out to us, depending on what direction you give us tonight, we would be open. Or we can, again, not use a realtor. We can just go ahead and do this ourselves. And that's kind of the decision point we're at again. So, where do we go? So again, what direction do we need tonight? Basically the same direction we asked for in January. Should we reach out directly to real estate professionals until we find a partner? Or should we take this project on internally with our legal team? And so with that, I think I'm willing to throw it open to questions. I'm happy to make a recommendation if you like, but I thought I could maybe take your questions first.
John, go ahead.
Is there a reason why we can't do like 1A, B, and C, where we put out our own set of advertising again, reach out through the attorneys to get statewide potential, and then do some local contacts or regional contacts to really try to just take that broad brush of like any real estate professional anywhere in the state before we try and take it on internally, because they're going to have a lot more expertise than we will.
I think you read my notes here, because I was going to suggest maybe a combination of all three, A, B, and C under number one. Because again, we want to move quickly. We know there's at least one group that is interested in this property. This process is taking a while because again, it just takes a while. So we would love to move forward quickly and stop talking about this. So in a perfect world, if you give us the direction to go off and try to get a realtor one more time, we would like to be able to come back to you in May, certainly June at the very latest, with that recommendation and that agreement. So that's not a lot of time since it's already April 17th. But yeah, so that kind of would be my recommendation. Thank you for the setup. Is anybody we can get to answer a phone or answer an email, we're happy to talk to and see if we can find somebody.
Steve, I don't necessarily have a question, but I would love to see the districts, just to continue to support kids and do what you do best. And it's a bummer we didn't get anything in March, but I don't know that we should necessarily give up yet.
Okay.
Zoe?
I was wondering if you do one A, B, and C, and you are unsuccessful, can you just segue right into 2, or do you have to come back to us?
That kind of depends on the direction you give us tonight, I guess. You could give us a deadline that says, hey, if you don't have somebody by June 1st, get to work, to figure it out yourselves. You could say, please come back and talk to us no later than the June regular board meeting, and we'll give you further direction then. There's a couple different ways we could proceed.
Is there any other further direction other than I'm sorry, you're going to have to do it on your own? I mean, if we can't find anybody, is there another alternative?
I don't think so. Again, we will keep trying to find somebody who will partner with us. And again, at the end of the day, if we can't, we're going to have to become much more knowledgeable in this very quickly. And we've had to do things like that before. We became COVID testers overnight, so.
I guess I would be interested, I mean, unless there's something new that you would have to tell us, I don't know that you'd need to come back to air your unsuccessful.
But it's so much fun for me to stand up here and tell you
I'm sorry, Steve.
Is there a timeline you'd like to give us? Is there a date that says if you don't have somebody by date X?
Well, what would you sort of be thinking? I mean, how long, you know your workload better than I do, so what seems realistic to you?
I would think if we can't bring a realtor to you by the June regular board meeting, we're going to spend our summer figuring something else out. To me, I mean, I'm not to speak for the superintendent, but that would be my thought.
I would also like for you to have a little bit of a break in the summer and not work on this all summer. So I'm wondering if we can't find somebody by June, we'd push a little pause for the month of July and come back and start working on it in August. So we give our staff just a teeny bit of a break over the summer. But I'm always, I don't know, maybe it would be easier to do over the summer, but then, yeah. So anyway,
No,
it would be
appreciate
good to give people a break in the summer.
I have a question. Is there a possibility of potentially paying a real estate professional to consult with us on what might make this more attractive for the full bid? I mean, I know it would take that one person off the table, but like if we could get a local person to advise us on, well, here's the barriers I see, if we can pay them like a per hour rate. I don't know how complicated that would be given all the restrictions and policies we have to operate under, but that might give us a jump start on offering a package that's a little more appealing to somebody.
It's an interesting thought. I could check with our attorneys on that, certainly. Because, yeah, anything we can do to fast forward this is in our best interest, I think. So.
Tyler?
Yeah, I'd be opposed to our staff tackling this. I just think it's not our expertise. And you guys are busy enough already with the normal things that come up and then the stuff that we haven't planned for. So if it takes a little bit longer to find a professional to help us with this, that is my preference. Yeah, summer break, kick it to the curb for 6 months, then we can go out and talk to realtors again. Find the realtors. If that doesn't pan out, then let's take a break and come back to it.
Yeah, is June realistic to get somebody to respond?
We won't know till we try, I guess. Yeah. Again, this is kind of uncharted territory for us, and clearly things we've tried so far have not found the right note, but we're stubborn. We'll keep trying.
So if you, I mean, I don't know how you feel about having the break during the summer. I think that sounds great. What if you didn't try and get one finished before the summer? What if it was like by the end of the summer? Because then you didn't spend your summer doing it. Unless you feel like that's the best time for this project.
We kind of have found over the last few years there really isn't a best time or a worst time anymore. They're all equally fun. So, yeah. But I would think if we can't find somebody in 4 to 6 weeks, we're probably not going to find somebody. At some point, there may have to be a lesson in this for us if we really can't find somebody through some personal contact. Because we should learn pretty quickly. If we talk to 3 or 4 people and they say no, and here's why, and if we get the same answer 3 or 4 times, we do get smarter as we go forward. So.
The other thought that just occurred to me is what's it called? Real estate. We don't find a real estate partner. There have been some parties that have been interested in the property in the past. They may be again under this new structure we're working under. If there are interested parties that approach us after this what's it called? Hunting for a new real estate broker doesn't pass out. Could we then say, oh, people come to us, tell us you want to buy it, and we'll hook you up with a real estate person?
No, we can't, again, back to some of the frequently asked questions, we really can't do that. We have to issue RFPs to buy or to lease purchase the property. We can't just start to talk to people directly. That's the state's process. That's the waiver we asked for. The question is whether there's a realtor helping us do it or not. Otherwise, the process is the same. It's just, is there a middleman helping us, or are we on our own? As much as I would like to, that's not what the waiver granted us.
Go ahead, John.
Is there the possibility, if reaching out to a real estate professional fails, to have an auction?
No, again, the process to sell the property or to do a lease purchase for the property is through the RFQ process. Whether a realtor helps us craft that or not, the state doesn't care. That's the process we have to follow. Yeah.
Steve, could we maybe throw it out there and then revisit it at our June meeting, like you suggested? And if we don't have a realtor, then, and we have to work with our attorneys to do this, we would take the rest of the summer? Could we do that?
Yeah, again, we can come back with an update in June either way, if that pleases the board. It's really, there is no right or wrong answer at this point. I feel some urgency, and I think you all feel some urgency to keep this moving.
Any other questions about it to Steve? I know personally I would like to see us keep trying to find a realtor that can help us out, but I'm not sure if we need a vote, a motion, or just some
No, just some general direction.
So maybe in June, and then talk to our attorneys if we get no feedback, and then pick it up at the end of summer. That way you have your break thrown in there, and if we have people who are interested, they'll maybe come forward at that time.
So I think I'm hearing bring this back no later than June. If we can bring somebody back in May, great. If not, we'll come back in June and give you an update and seek further direction. So.
Sounds good to me.
Board good with them continuing to work on it?
And if it doesn't take too much staff time, seeing if there's the possibility of paying a consultant to see what we can do to make the property or the RFP more attractive.
Sounds good. Okay. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Just one last thought. We might need a marketer, and I saw a volunteer in the,
Don't make eye contact.
And we have her name.
I also had a thought, just post this, that we worked on getting a real estate agent, and then Steve, you'd have direction in June to, if we are unsuccessful, to get the attorneys started on the second process in the summer without you having to do a lot of work on that, but we could get them going, and you could bring something back in August to the board.
Sure.
That was my thought.
Yeah.
Is that good?
That's good.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right, thank you all.
Thank you. We are, sorry, I lost my spot. D2.
D3.
Or no, D3. Thank you. Personnel Commission. Lois,
We have awesome
welcome.
Lois Lincoln here to give the annual report.
Yes. Well, good evening, Superintendent Cuban and Board of Trustees. I am Lois Lincoln, and I'm the Personnel Commission Director. And tonight, I will be presenting the 2023-24 Personnel Commission Annual Report. Oops. Sorry, gotta get this going. Okay. So I'd like to start with a brief overview of how Ukiah Unified manages their hiring, their promotions, and overall, and overall employment for the classified unit. I would like to begin with the Personnel Commission. So here, the Personnel Commission, what is it? It's an independent and impartial body that is responsible for implementing and interpreting the merit rules. It's made up of 3 members who are appointed for 3-year terms, operates with the merit system as developed through the Education Code for the state of California. And what it does is it manages recruitment, selection, and classification. It administers rules and regulations, just to name a few. Then we have the merit system, and the merit system core principles are recruitment and assessment based on merit and fitness for duty, rules which ensure fair and equitable treatment in recruitment, employment, and promotion procedures. It ensures that employees are selected, promoted, and retained without favoritism or prejudice on the basis of merit and fitness. And why does this matter? Because it prevents favoritism or bias, and it encourages a skilled workforce. So the Personnel Commission and the merit system really go hand in hand. The merit system is all about making sure that hiring and promotions are based on a person's qualifications and abilities, not favoritism or personal connections. The Personnel Commission is the group that oversees and protects this process. They make sure everything is done fairly, consistently, and by the rules. So when bringing in new employees, the Personnel Commission helps ensure those hires are hires are made based on merit, things like testing, ranking, eligibility lists, so that every candidate is evaluated in a fair and objective way. As I mentioned earlier, the Personnel Commission is made up of 3 members, and currently we have Tom Jacobson, who is our chair. We have Kathy James, who is our vice chair, and we have Pauline Rantala, who is our commission member. The Personnel Commission meets once a month on the last Tuesday at 4 o'clock here at the District Service Center. Next, I would like to bring your attention to the recruitment efforts for 23-24. During this time, we have employed 118 new hires. We have had 25 internal promotions. We welcomed back 2 previous employees. We processed 40 transfers, and we had released 36 substitutes to the district to help when employees are absent. So where do we get these candidates? So we use Indeed and EdJoin. We currently use them both. Indeed is one of the most widely used job-seeking platforms. It provides us with a large and diverse pool of candidates, where EdJoin is primarily focused on education-related job opportunities. And as you can see, Indeed has given us 1,612 applicants, and where compared to 137 with EdJoin. In the top graph, it shows the number of applicants we receive through Indeed each month. As you can see, Indeed has consistently provided us with 100+ applicants in 10 out of the 12 months. So this is a strong recruitment tool for the Personnel Commission. Excuse me. Now let's take a look at some historical data that highlights our applicant trends over the past 5 years. So as we can tell, 1920 we had 508. Then we went, it was COVID time, so it was 20 and 21. But ever since the COVID, we have increased our applicant numbers. And so that's a really nice thing to see after COVID. Moving forward, I have provided a snapshot of the employment trends over the past 4 years. We started with 75 new hires in 2021, and then we saw a big jump the following 2 years with 114 and 134. Now, I believe in 22, 23, we had most of our vacancies then, and so we focused primarily on filling those vacancies to help support our schools and staff. We dipped a little bit to 118, but that's actually kind of like a good sign because it means that maybe since we filled the positions the year before, and we're in a more stable place now. So overall, this shows strong growth, followed by a solid, steady pace, which is where we want to be. Next, I wanted to, Sarah, she had beat me to this, but the Personnel Commission and CSCA are hosting the Classified Employee Week, the Employee Week to celebrate our classified employees. We have so many hard-working and dedicated classified employees. We're going to be having a barbecue for them and celebrate them. And that is, again, I believe you have a flyer for that, so I won't say anything about that. But I want to thank you for having me tonight. And I did submit the budget for 25-26, and nothing's changed. It's the same as it was last year. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? Thank you so much, Lois.
Thank you.
Yeah, we need a motion to accept.
I move to accept the Personnel Commission's
I'll second it.
annual report.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right. Thank you. And then moving on to D4 through D7.
This will be me in place of Scott Paulin. So we have resolution number 22, declaring the Classified Employee Appreciation Week for May 18th through 24. I'm not going to read the resolution to you, but I just want you to know how much we appreciate our classified employees and all they do for our kids. They're often the first people in the morning to greet some of our kids even before their parents are awake, and they're often the last ones to wish them well on their way home. So I want to thank you all so much for your good work on behalf of the district. We appreciate our partnership and everything that you do. So that would be resolution number 22.
Do we have I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 22. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention?
And resolution number 23, the California Day of the Teacher is May 14th, which is always confusing because there's also a National Day of the Teacher. But we are celebrating the Day of the Teacher as a school district on the California Day of the Teacher of May 14th. And Tyler said this earlier, but as we go around the district and visit classrooms, I'm always inspired by the amazing work that our teachers do with our students. I'll say that it hasn't been especially easy since the pandemic. It's starting to get better, which is good. But our teachers work really hard and are great advocates for our kids. So thank you to our teachers.
I'll move to approve resolution number 23.
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstentions? All right.
Resolution number 24, on Tuesday, it is School Bus Drivers Day. And as I said earlier, often our bus drivers are our first to see the kids. They're sometimes the last to wish them well for their day. And we appreciate them so much. I cannot imagine driving a 70-passenger bus. 78. That's the one job that I said I would never do. I have driven vans, but I don't think I'll get my school bus driver's license. But I appreciate you all so much. You develop great relationships with kids and keep managed control on those buses. So appreciate you all very much.
I move to approve resolution 24.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed or abstentions?
Next is National School Nurse Day. So we have a resolution there honoring our school nurses. I'll have to say that school nurses are very hard to find, very, very hard to fill positions, very critical positions in our school district to help support and serve kids and pay attention to their health needs and also work with families on health needs. So recommending approval of resolution number 25 in honor of our school nurses.
I so move.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? All right, thank you.
And there are lots to read in those resolutions, so you can read them, but I thought it might be a little more meaningful having something more personalized.
May I make a comment?
Yes?
I figured I'd wait till the end. I also want to express my appreciation to all of our staff. You guys all do a really good job, but it is really kind of fun to highlight our classified staff, our teachers, the bus drivers who are amazing people, and our school nurses. So thank you guys for working really hard.
All right, item D8, you're up for the,
Yes, so D8 through D27, these are all routine board policy and board policy updates. So, and board bylaw updates. We get these from the California School Boards Association, and when changes happen in the law, we respond in our board policies. So if you have any feedback, please let us know. They'll come back to you on the consent agenda at the next meeting. And if you have any feedback now, that's fine as well, or you can just email us.
okay. Moving on to item E1, superintendent's report.
Just a few things. One, the next couple of months are very celebratory in our school district, and we invite board members and whoever would like to attend any of our amazing celebrations and events to just see the great work that's going on with our students and our staff and our families in our school district. So it's really exciting. I'm really proud of our graduating students. You heard from some of them tonight. Our high school students are going all over the place, lineman school, other technical and trade schools. They're going all the way to the East Coast to Georgetown. A student is going to Princeton. We've got lots of kids going to Mendocino Community College and a variety of California colleges. I'm really proud of the work that our staff does to get kids to all of those next steps, whether it be a technical school right out into the workforce or to college. So I just want to thank the board really for all of your support in getting all of the programs that we have going. We have a board workshop next week on college and career. Can't remember the date. Sometime next week, coming soon, the 23rd. Deb will remind you of that, but you'll hear more detail about college and career on the 23rd. But super proud of our students. I feel honored to work with some of them and help in their process. We hosted the Mendocino County Office of Education Board on Monday. They often, a few times a year, they will go to school districts to hold their board meetings. So they came to Ukiah Unified. And I like to get board members out and about to see great programs. So we actually had some of our high school students take them on a tour of our career technical education programs at Ukiah High before their board meeting. We held the board meeting at Big Picture South Valley, and they were able to hear from a panel of students at South Valley, and then they had their board meeting. So it was nice to have them and nice to hear from our students about how they're being supported in our district. And B was able to pop into the high school tour, which was really fun. South Valley already talked about mentor appreciation, but that was a great event. Tomorrow at Pomalita at 4 o'clock, if you're available, again, from now until the end of the year, there's probably something to do every single night. I think we have our Ukiah High dance show tomorrow and Saturday. And then at Pomalita tomorrow, we have our Title VI sponsored Native Roots and Family Gathering and Celebration from 4 to 8:30 at Pomalita. So if you want to stop by that event, love to have you. So again, between now and the end of the year, there's probably something going on every night and weekend in our school district. And I think that's all I will say, except just lots of gratitude to everybody as we land the plane soon.
Thank you, Deb. And any questions, comments? Go ahead, B.
No, I just want to say something as from the board. When we went to the high school, when did we do it? Monday. It was to see all the CTE programs. And it's been a while since I've seen the whole gambit. And it was amazing. It's like, you know, the autos had all kinds of cars. They had all kinds of things they have done. They're all having fun doing, what is it, the welding guys were connecting with the physics guys, and they were gonna having to do the egg thing. I'm sure you did the egg thing, remember? But yeah, and they were trying to fix it, and even the teacher was getting his car ready, so that, because he wanted to win, and it was just really fun to see all the things, and actually I really felt proud that we have been able to do this for our community, and we have all kinds of wonderful things that are happening, that just CTE in technology and stuff. So it's very nice. I'm glad I got a chance to go. Yeah.
I have something to share if we're there.
Please. Yeah.
As soon as I get my voice back. We were visited by the Chancellor's Office, CSU Systems, and got a thumbs up on our residency program for new student teachers. And we will be credentialing 7 new teachers in June.
Wow.
And I happened across some information about teachers. Apparently in the state of California, there's 504,688 credentialed teachers. That's a chunk of people. However, this last year, only 17,328 new credentials were issued. So we still have a dip in our teacher population. So if you can influence anyone to go that direction, please do so. Tyler? Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Sorry, we kind of transitioned into E2, but is there anything else from board member like to share? All right. Thank you. Item F1. This is for readmission. We are looking for a motion to readmit student AA-04-17-2025.
I so move.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right. Are we on planning? Thanks. It is, I'm reading this wrong. I don't know where, oh, is it on the 30th? No.
Yeah, the next meeting is May 8th. It's just right around the corner. This one was a little later than usual because of spring break.
Okay, I'm reading it right, and okay. I think we changed it last month, so I'm not
Tyler and I did it last month,
okay.
or this month.
So this would be noon on the 30th. So we're looking for two.
I can go.
Carolyn?
I'll go. What is the date? Wednesday, the 30th of April.
And B or
Can you do that?
B, you can do that? All right, so B, Carolyn and I?
At noon?
At noon,
High noon.
And Fred, I have one more thing too.
please.
I forgot to announce, trustee Orozco is resigning her position from the board, so we will have an open board seat that we will be looking to fill. It's trustee area 6. So I know we gave our board members some maps. We will get that out as soon as we can to widely publicize that. The board has 60 days to fill the position by appointment. So we will be working on that. And we really appreciate everything that trustee Orozco has done in her time here on the board, and wish her well.
Thank you. And just for the other scheduling part, is it April 23rd you said is our workshop?
Yes.
And that's at 5:30?
Yes, 5 to 7.
Or 5 to 7?
23rd.
I think we're done.
Yep, I think we are done.